I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Vinicius Vasconcelos, the COO of NFTFY. Vinicius, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time to be here today.
Hey, Ashton, thank you so much for having me here today. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm really excited to dive into NFTFY and the fractionalization of NFTs. This is something really special that I think is much needed in the market right now. And I would love for you to start it off for us with just a high-level overview and the focus of NFTFY and what are the main solutions that your team is providing.
Perfect. So you can say that NFTFY is the trustless way of sharing ownership of NFTs. It is a permissionless and decentralized application that provides this fractionalization of non-fungible tokens. So we allow anyone to generate ERC20 compliant fractions fully backed by the NFT. And once you have your own ERC20 fractions, you can do whatever you want with them. You can make a private offering by sharing or selling these fractions to friends and partners, for example, in a private way, or you can make your own IDO, your own initial DEX offering through the creation of liquidity bootstrapping pools using Balancer protocol to provide liquidity to your new ERC20s. So basically, we create this whole new market of new possibilities connecting the NFT ecosystem to all the DeFi applications.
Wow, very cool. And NFTs have become so popular in 2021 with a lot of A-list artists producing them, but it seems that the fractionalization hasn't really been mastered yet, and it's pretty much not even talked about. Is this something that your team saw as a gap and a friction in the market? And did you see a demand, or is there that product market fit already proven that fractionalization is something that is much needed in the NFT space?
So the main problems we see in the NFT ecosystem are the lack of liquidity, the high investment risk, and the monetization of these digital assets. So we know that the lack of liquidity limits the presence of more investors in the NFT ecosystem, right? And also, given this highly speculative nature of the current NFT marketplace, the majority of the investors, they could face the risk of buying some expensive NFT that could worth much less in the following days due to this high fluctuation that we face in a short time frame. And besides that, those extremely high-priced NFTs, they may not be able to be sold for their true value within a reasonable time frame. So we try to solve all of these problems by bringing this powerful tool of the fractionalization process to our community.
Definitely. No, that totally makes sense, especially the lack of liquidity. And 5 years ago, when we were talking about tokenizing everything in the world, the stock market, but then moving into real world assets like cars and houses and buildings, there was this talk of being able to sell large condos or skyscrapers and fractionalize that ownership. But it really wasn't talked about with NFTs. They really weren't that much of a thing yet, besides digital cats years ago. And now it seems like we're approaching that time. Is this something that you see is the first step as NFTs with digital art, fractionalizing them and adding in this DeFi that your team is doing, and sort of like moving towards being able to have fractional ownership of expensive assets?
Yeah, for sure. Everyone now will be able to share this ownership of a non-fungible token. So everyone will be able to divide the risk of investments, to increase their portfolio variety, because collectors will be able to purchase many fractions for many different NFTs by a lower price. And we have this instant liquidity that we can bring in NFTFY. So NFTFY opens up a whole new market of possibilities connecting NFT to DeFi, and especially these this shared ownership that we can provide. That's a huge tool for the NFT and DeFi ecosystem.
Definitely.
You can divide the risk, you can increase portfolio, and so on.
Yeah, and you mentioned that your team already has some decentralized financial products. You can do like loans, derivatives. I saw insurance in there. Can you just elaborate on what kind of DeFi tools are going to be available for the NFTFY NFTs?
Great. Basically, NFTFY allows everyone to enjoy all the other DeFi possibilities from our protocol. And during the fractionalization process, the user gets 1 million fractions of the NFT, and these fractions are all ERC20 compliant. So after that, the user can create this liquidity bootstrapping pool on Balancer to launch these fractions with liquidity in the open market. And once you have your new ERC20s with liquidity, you have countless possibilities to interact with the other DeFi features. So basically, what you need is having your own tokens, your own ERC20 tokens, fully backed by your NFTs. And from that, you can provide liquidity using Balancer protocol, and done. You have liquidity with your own ERC20 tokens. Then you can interact with all the other DeFi features.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I was reading into the fact that you'll have this Balancer pool as a decentralized exchange to help provide liquidity. And that could mean a lot for some of these NFT art pieces, like Beeple's art piece that was $69 million. Unless you can find one person, you're able to buy 1/1,000,000th of the NFT. Obviously, that's going to open the market up a lot. I'm curious to know, is Balancer the only place where you can get liquidity, or can you use any decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, SushiSwap, or any other of the DeFi ecosystem?
So basically, we encourage the user to use Balancer protocol to provide this initial liquidity, because Balancer has some special pools that can help the user to launch these ERC20 tokens with liquidity in the open market. So, but as the user gets their ERC20 compliant fractions fully backed by the NFT, these fractions are all ERC20, and you can use them in all the other DEXs like Uniswap, Sushi. But in this first moment, we encourage users to create these liquidity bootstrapping pools using Balancer protocol and provide liquidity there, because Balancer has some special pools that will for sure make a huge difference.
Definitely good to know. And this is a really interesting matchup with NFTs and NFT collectors and investors merging with decentralized finance, yield farming, loans, interest, and there's not always an overlap of, NFT collectors are not always using DeFi, and DeFi people aren't collecting NFTs because it is a different type of investing or a different type of collecting. Did you guys take that into account when you were developing the system to make it as easy as possible for people that are using NFTs to be able to use these financial products and take advantage of those as an NFT collector?
Yes, we wanted to democratize the access to top and high valued NFTs. So we provide this collective ownership, so you can purchase fractions of many NFTs. And we know that we needed to do that in a very simple way. So we have these 3 simple steps, which is the fractionalization, the redeem, and the claim, that runs totally decentralized. And it is simple steps. The user just needs to click a few times in the button. And yeah, it's very easy. We designed a platform very user-friendly, so that the user has the better experience as possible, because we cared about that. We like I told you, we wanted to democratize the access, so we needed to do something very easy to use. And you see, once we launch that, everything is so clean and very easy to use. People will enjoy that.
That's good to know. And as a part of creating liquidity or doing an IDO with your NFTs, I'm guessing that the NFTFY token, because there is a ERC fungible token as well as the NFT tokens, was used somehow in the ecosystem. Can you talk about the NFTFY token? Does it create a sustainable ecosystem for everyone in the NFTFY network?
Sure. The NFTFY token is the entire basis of the economy related to our ecosystem. And it will act as the liquidity base for the new fractions generated in the protocol to boost community, to boost liquidity in this ecosystem of many newly created ERC20s. Mm-hmm. And all the pools containing the NFTFY token will automatically participate in our liquidity mining and rewards programs. So, for example, let's suppose that you fractionalized your NFT, and then you created a liquidity bootstrapping pool to provide liquidity to your fractions. If you use our token as collateral, your pool will automatically be participating in our liquidity mining program, in our farming program, and all the other participants that will be providing liquidity to this pool, they will be eligible to participate too, and also to receive airdrops of fractions of all the most valuable NFTs in our platform. So we have many incentives to all the users who provide liquidity and use our token.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And I know that the token launch is coming up soon with pools. Can you talk about the token launch and then the upcoming launch of the platform as well?
Sure. We will have our IDO on pools tomorrow, May 5th. And after that, on next Monday, May 10th, we're going to launch our liquidity bootstrapping pool on Balancer, and it will last 36 hours. And a few days later, we're going to release officially our platform. So a few days after the official token distribution, token release, the platform will be available for everyone to use and to take a look at how we made things so simple.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And what do you see in the long term for the widespread adoption of fractionalized NFTs in the NFTFY platform? What do you think will be one of the key factors to success to launching the platform and having a lot of adoption?
So having this strong and engaged community is the basis for any protocol, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to work hard to achieve that. And we will make sure that the protocol operates constantly with liquidity. And besides that, we are planning to have this complete integration of Balancer protocol in our platform so that the user will be able to have a very simple experience of creating liquidity bootstrapping pools there without leaving NFTFY. And also, we want to make great partnerships with some of the top DeFi and NFT protocols and bring many new features to our community. So basically, we're focusing a lot in the community engagement, building a global and strong community.
Definitely. And if there are viewers that are looking at getting involved in the community and learning more about the NFTFY token and the upcoming launch of the platform, what's the best way for them to learn more?
You can go to nftfy.org and see some useful information on our landing page. And there you will also find a button that will direct you to our official group on Telegram. And you can also follow us on Twitter, NFTFY Official, and read our articles on Medium. There are lots of great things there.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, I will leave all of those links in the description box below for the viewers as well. All the best with the launch of the NFTFY token, the platform, the fractionalization, and the DeFi financial products. I'm really looking forward to seeing it live and testing it out as well. So thank you so much for your time, and let's follow up in the near future.
Thank you so much, Ashton. It was a great interview, and thank you so much for this opportunity. It was great.